giving you information that you need, only fun and without all the boring stuff, from down the street and around the globe. This is Good Day Everyday on Zooglio, your go-to source for information, entertainment, and fun. And now, Good Day Everyday with your host, Fox Williams.
Morning, everyone, and welcome. I'm Fox Williams. Recently, scientists have reopened the debate on the genetic links between humans and Neanderthals. New research hypothesizes that Neanderthals, like humans, actually clapped a high five as a way of showing their appreciation. We'll have more on that soon. But first, we have reports over in St. Louis Park, Minnesota, about a growing standoff between a band of Jewish grandmothers and the ArcaWorld Corporation. For generations, ArcaWorld's motto has been, America, we love helping you save. But according to Sharon Aronowitz, a longtime resident of St. Louis Park, the corporate retail giant's message has sounded more like, we love kicking you out. Here with the latest is Zooglio's Business Weekly correspondent, Tracy Bard.
Thanks, Fox.
So, what's the conflict here?
ArcaWorld is poised to break new ground on a 50,000 square foot megastore in St. Louis Park, right next to that town's city hall. Town officials estimate that the store will generate up to 300 new jobs in the community, but not everyone is ready to have ArcaWorld move in.
Tell us more about the pushback ArcaWorld is encountering.
Well, Fox, St. Louis Park used to be a center of Jewish life in the Twin Cities area, and one of the buildings that ArcaWorld has acquired through eminent domain is the B'nai Abraham Synagogue Center, one of the oldest Jewish congregations in the state of Minnesota. While most of the Jewish families have moved out of St. Louis Park in the past 30 years, there are still some faithful left who treasure their center.
So that's a tough situation.
It is, Fox. When we spoke with Mrs. Aronowitz, she had an earful for our viewers.
I want everyone to know that they can't just tell us to leave. My great-grandparents came to St. Louis Park to escape the massacres at Bukovina. My grandparents worshipped here, my parents, everybody I know. This synagogue is our home. This is our history.
It's sad, Fox. Apparently, Mrs. Aronowitz has roots in the Twin Cities going back nearly 150 years, back to when the first Romanian immigrants to Minneapolis opened a small synagogue on the city's south side.
But in these tough economic times, it's hard to turn down an investment of that size.
That's what ArcaWorld and city officials are saying. Mr. Malton, president of ArcaWorld, issued a statement saying he regrets the loss of a bladed building with lots of memories, and he hopes that Mrs. Aronowitz knows she'll always be welcomed at St. Louis Park's ArcaWorld when it opens.
But Mrs. Aronowitz and her friends have not given up, right?
No, and now they're bringing in the big guns. Mrs. Aronowitz's grandson, Harvey Aronowitz, a well-known lawyer in Minnesota, has spoken publicly about filing a class action lawsuit against ArcaWorld's labor practices. Mr. Aronowitz is threatening to sue over ArcaWorld's refusal to pay overtime to its workers and pay scales that favor employees with a long history of U.S. residents.
Oh boy, sounds like ArcaWorld better lawyer up. We'll be right back.
Greetings, educators. As you can see from this week's story, there is a broad pattern of disregard for the faiths, communities, and rights of many different immigrant groups in this country. In trying to raise the synagogue for its own profit, ArcaWorld shows itself to be just as ham-handed and culturally uninformed as extremist groups such as CAH operating elsewhere. Immigrants have been the lifeblood of economic growth in the U.S. since the founding of this country, and the communities they have built are an important part of our national story. Multinational corporations may seem to have an increasing say in what our communities look like, but all is not lost. Now more than ever, we need your help in making sure that our diverse history is not bulldozed into the ground. You can reach others through a dialogue based on critical questions like these.